Okay peeps, let's go ahead and get started. Let's see if we can give you a quick tour of my scrap room as I have promised in the past. What you're looking at here is my main work desk. It is a glass Ikea desktop with two Alex drawer units underneath it. I find it serves my purposes really well for crafting as well as a home office when I work from home. The glass tabletop is really nice because you can cut on it, paint on it, pretty much indestructible, and you just wipe it off with some Windex or a Clorox wipe and you're good to go again. I have this Making Memories spinner on the corner that holds a lot of my most used tools, and then just some pens and containers that hold flair and paintbrushes and things like that. You also see a Magpie by Quick Cuts storage unit on the corner that holds all of my distress inks. I like to have them close at hand because I use them on almost every layout to ink the edges. The spinner on top holds the blender tools so that I can have one for each color range, not necessarily for each color, and again have them quick at hand for when I want to use them on just about everything. The little gray unit off to the side is from Ikea and just holds some embellishments in a random assortment. I generally take it to crops with me when I'm local and I'm driving. It just gives me a good range of things without having to pack and unpack all of the time. Then I have my black Costco Pottery Barn knockoff desk. I have a tall stool on one side and a comfortable office chair on the other. I find this to be amazingly helpful when I am photographing layouts or cards, when I have friends over to scrap, or when I just feel like standing instead of sitting down when I'm creating. It has 12 storage shelves on it as well. I have pink baskets on the outer ones, and I'll show them to you in a minute, that I keep thickers in, sorted by color. So again, it's a nice big flat surface, and I find it to fit my needs for scrapping really, really well. So I'm going to go ahead and walk around the corner, hopefully without making anyone sick. And you can see most of my shelving and storage comes from Ikea, with the exception of my kitchen cabinets, which come from Lowe's. My husband was nice enough to design and build my room for me, so everything in here is custom built for me in exactly the way I want it, which is super nice. I know not everybody has that luxury, but if you do, I can highly recommend it. It works very, very well. So here I have 3 tall Alex drawer units that I just put into my room recently. They hold embellishments, mixed media, inks, watercolors, enamel dots, project life cards, just about anything you can imagine. The drawers are very versatile, very useful, and I find that a lot of embellishments packs can be stored on their end so that you can flip through them really quickly. I have it sorted by manufacturer, which is how I think when I scrap, so that has worked out very, very, very well for me. On the end of that, I have more of the Quick Cuts Magpie storage units that I believe were intended to hold tins to hold quick cut dies at one point in time, but I have them storing Martha Stewart punches. They work very, very well for that. The punches fit perfectly, and it keeps them within eyesight for me so that I can know what I have and think about using them. On top of that, I have a Making Memories embellishment center that just holds various colors of buttons and ribbons and some ink pads. I don't use those things very frequently anymore since I'm not much of a card maker these days, but I do find that they are nice to have when I need them, and I can just go and grab them. And then next to it is probably the favorite part of my room. It is the area of my room where I have art that has been made for me by children and grandchildren, which I display proudly. It may not seem like it fits in the room, but it is one of my very favorite parts of the room because it means that I'm passing my creative genes on to the next generation. I'm not sure their parents are so thrilled about that, but I certainly am. And then these are my cabinets that I got from Lowe's that my husband installed for me with countertops. The top cabinets hold things, storage boxes with things like clear stamps, photographs, memorabilia, washi tape rolls, felt, extra watercolor paint tubes, mini albums, just about anything you can imagine that would fit within the photo boxes that you can buy at Michael's or AC Moore or wherever. Those 3 of those fit perfectly in the top cabinets across, and so I use them to contain my storage so that it's neat but it's still there and available. On the bottom, I have large base cabinets that store Project Life core kits. The middle one is all dies, and then the one to the far right is 8.5 by 11 cardstock. The drawers hold quick cuts, alphabets, Sizzlets alphabets, mats for the cutting machines, flare supplies, and things like that. On the countertop, I keep most of my die cutting tools. I have a Big Shot Pro, I have a Cameo, I have a Scan and Cut 2, I have a regular Big Shot, and then I have my Epson PictureMate home printer and my flare maker. The tall cabinets on the left hold iris cases, the ones that fit 12 by 12 paper perfectly inside of them. So I keep collections and kits stored in those for easy access. The boxes on the top are mostly decorative, but do hold an overflow of things like thickers and embellishments and memorabilia and that sort of thing. And let's see if we can scan around a little bit. The 5x5 Calyx unit here holds 12 by 12 paper. Yes, this is a wall of paper, if you can imagine. I don't think I'll ever get through all of my paper in my lifetime, but I'm sure going to give it a good shot. I have things stored either by manufacturer, Amy Tangerine, Dear Lizzie, crate paper, or by occasion, Christmas papers, Halloween papers, kid papers, that sort of thing. I can put my finger on things pretty quickly in there since I keep it organized and I know where things are, but sometimes we do go on a hunt and search and rescue mission. Again, the boxes on the top are just storage for things like envelopes or extra home printer, paper and ink supplies, things like that that you don't use very frequently. So they're quickly at hand, but they're out of sight. The bookshelf next to it is a Billy bookshelf from Ikea. Not sure if you can see all of it. And that houses most of my stamps, Stampin' Up! Wooden stamp sets, Stampin' Up! Clear stamp sets, and then other different manufacturers and brands of stamps in the boxes below. Forgive the mess in front of it. That is the remainder of my purge sell-off that still needs to be dealt with, but I didn't want to delay this anymore. Then next to that, I have 2 work surfaces for computers, and we keep all the household computers in this room here so that we can keep an eye on what the kids are doing online and they can't sneak off, do things we wouldn't rather have them do. So there's a color printer and then a laser printer and then a microphone for recording and whatnot, and 2 separate workstations. And yes, we do have that many computers in this family that get used on a daily basis. My album storage is right above it, and as you can see, there are multiple colors of albums, and they all have a meaning. The gold albums are princess cruises that my husband and I have taken. The aqua albums are celebrity cruises we've taken. The reds are December daily. The pewter colored ones are for our trips to Alaska. Pink is one daughter, orange is one son, and purple is the other daughter. And then the black albums on the end are just day-to-day family albums with a few other random albums in there for things that we do every year, like cherry blossoms and Alaska and those kinds of things. So the cubes in between hold up the shelves, and they hold photos to be scrapped and photo printing supplies. Then panning around to this side of the room, we have 3 new Besta shelves that I have just added to my room. And these shelves hold an assortment of things like 12 by 12 cardstock, 8.5 by 11 cardstock. And then the baskets hold 6 by 6 paper pads, embellishments, cards that I've made, tools that I like to keep close at hand. And the pink albums hold sketches, so very functional. And then you can see down here, the pink baskets hold thickers. So yes, I have a lot, and yes, I use them all the time. So the basket on top just holds some punches. The box on the end holds washi tape. And then if we, hopefully slow enough, walk around, I have a Raskog cart that holds mixed media supplies, gesso and heavy gel medium and texture paste, paints, and stencils, and then my crop bag next to it. And then these are my paper shelves. I store my paper by collection and then by manufacturer on these shelves. I got these shelves from, I think they're called bestscrapbookshelves.com. They're not cheap, but they are well worth it. They keep my papers sorted by collection, but close at hand and within eye range of where I'm scrapping, so that I see them, think about them, and use them a lot more. I can't get enough of these. I wish I had room for more of them. And the baskets on top right now are a bit of a hodgepodge, but hold embellishments and some watercolor paints and ink pads and just other sorts of things that I like to have close at hand when I am scrapbooking. If we pan around the corner, you'll see that I store my punches on Beigel rails from Ikea. I find that when I have them out like this, they're neatly contained, but they are easily visible, and that gives me the ability to see them at a glance and to use what I have more often than I did when they were in drawers or put away. Out of sight, out of mind is unfortunately quite a true adage for me. And then I have all my Stampin' Up! Inks and 2 Stampin' Up! Caddy spinners and a 16-inch Genesis trimmer with an edge light. These were highly coveted for their accuracy, and I can attest to that. They certainly are accurate. They were not cheap, but worth it for me. But they don't cut anything thicker than cardstock, so I keep a couple trimmers around and use this when I have precision work to be done. The colorful basket is a kit that I'm working on for my latest trip to Alaska. And then down here, I have a pink 4x4 Kallax unit that I have baskets in that I keep new things so that they're readily close at hand, or kits that I need to work on. There are also kits and things that are short-term projects in the little white case from the Container Store right here. Also some mists and just some other random things that I like to keep near me when I am scrapping. This is, again, a different view of my main desk and some of the things that I work on. Can't work without my coffee or my water. This is my stamping counter where I do the vast majority of stamping on either layouts or cards that I'm doing. As you can see, more thickers. Thickers are a problem. In the baskets here, the 2 drawers to the right of it are in the process of being cleaned out and organized, so the thickers will live there in their new home very shortly. The 12x12 paper cubes on the end are only here temporarily. They are going. So let's see if we can walk over here quickly without making anyone ill. This is a different view, like I said, of my desk. I work from home a few days a week, and I do that here as well as crafting. So I need to keep it cleaned, but I also need to have some of my main tools close at hand. So this is just a very brief tour of my room. If anyone has any questions about anything else that they would like to see, please let me know. Thanks, peeps.